We've all seen the movies. An advanced artificial intelligence becomes sentient, goes rogue, gets a bit spicy and wants to kill us all. And the first go-to defense is always, oh quick, unplug the network cable before it gets out. And it's always too late, it's already got out, spread itself across the internet, and it sucks to be you. So what if we were very proactive AI developers though, and we did manage to unplug it before it got out? If it's trapped inside a computer and the computer's got no Wi-Fi, it's not plugged into any network, and say we glued all the USB ports shut, there's no way that that AI can get off that computer, right? Or is there? I'm about to show you 3 separate, very sneaky ways based on actual research that the AI could get itself out of an off-grid computer and carry out its plans of turning us all into spaghetti. So I used to work in a computer shop and we built and sold computers and accessories, and people would bring in their broken computers for us to fix. And this one time I sold a computer to an older couple, and within a week they brought it back because it had stopped working. On closer inspection, it turns out that they'd spent that entire week just looking at spanking websites, and the amount of viruses they'd inadvertently let onto the computer had absolutely crippled it. Now, I'm going to admit to something here and say that was over 25 years ago, and back then, because the internet wasn't in every home and because computers were slower and antivirus software slowed down your computer even more, antivirus software wasn't as popular, and quite a large portion of computers didn't actually have any back then. That's absolutely unthinkable today. Every modern computer has to have antivirus. It's a given. Oh man, that would have been a perfect segue to a sponsored segment, wouldn't it? If my channel was a bit bigger and I had actual sponsors. Perfect. It would have been perfect. Anyway, one day a business asked me to visit because all their computers had gone on the fritz. It turned out the manager's laptop had a virus on it, and I'm not saying it was due to spanking porn, but we can't rule it out. And he brought the laptop into work, plugged it into the company network, and the virus went down the network cable and infected all of the other computers in the company. What I'm getting at here is that even over 25 years ago, human-written computer viruses were smart enough to replicate themselves automatically and efficiently. Now imagine how much sneakier a super intelligent AI could be. So back to the trope of trapping an AI inside a single computer. In this scenario, let's pretend it runs on my own computer and not in a data center like an actual AI. So let's play out this hypothetical situation. So for the purposes of this video, let's say we've created a sentient artificial intelligence and it's hell-bent on getting out of my computer and causing as much havoc as it can, you know, for the lols. So as I mentioned before, we're safety conscious and moral AI developers. We had the foresight of unplugging the computer's network cable. It's got no Wi-Fi. Just for good measure, we filled all the USB ports with glue so you can't add or take data on a pen drive. Even if you're standing in front of this computer, there's no way that we know of to get data in or out of it. It's what we call air gapped. There's literally a gap of air between the computer and any method of getting data in or out of it. The AI is safely locked away. Now, unfortunately for us, there's an underground group of elite hackers, possibly Welsh, determined to free our crazed AI into the wild for unknown reasons, possibly for more lols. How could they do it? So once again, what I'm about to say is actual methods people have found that let you do this. So it's actually researchers at the School of Cybersecurity at Korea University have figured out how to get around our little precaution of having absolutely no data access to the computer. So what they came up with has been dubbed the Casper attack, because it's like a ghost. What they found is that they could get the computer's internal speaker, the little thing that beeps when you turn it on, to generate really high frequencies and have the computer communicate in either Morse code or binary beeps that are too high frequency for humans to hear. Anyone with a smartphone or laptop in the same room, say an elite Welsh hacker posing as an intern who's allowed near the computer because there's no way to get data off it, could intercept the inaudible sounds and turn them back into data, very, very slowly, leaking out our AI. Now, while it's very clever, in reality this method of communication is far too slow to get a large amount of data, but it is viable. The second method, and my favourite, was invented by a university in Israel. The standard cable for connecting hard drives to the motherboard inside a computer is called a SATA cable. I googled what SATA stands for, but it's so boring I don't want a chance losing any of my precious subscribers. I love you, I love every last one of you. What they found is you can encode data on the computer and send it to the hard drive in such a way that it uses the SATA cable as a wireless antenna. Your Welsh hacker accomplice can pick those signals up nearby and decode them, and then BAM! Goosey goosey, AI Lucy. Because this uses SATA cables, the method is lovingly referred to as Satan. The third method for very sneakily getting data off is to vary the computer screen brightness in a way imperceptible to human eyes, but anything able to film the screen, maybe even CCTV system watching the computer, could extract the data. Now, usually you'd need to somehow get malicious software onto the target computer for it to encode and send out this information. But in our scenario though, the malicious software is the very alive AI, doing everything within its power to get out of this very sexy looking box. In this scenario where one of the baddies is working undercover, maybe the AI told them how it wanted to get out so they could prepare the listening technology. Or maybe the hackers knew it wanted out and set up different methods of listening. So is this all a little bit far-fetched? Well, yeah, I guess. But I wanted to show you how humans have come up with methods for getting data off air-gapped PCs. What could a super intelligent AI come up with? Do you have any other ideas or know any ways for getting data off an air-gapped computer? Are you Welsh and an elite hacker? Let me know in the comments. My next video is going to be about, well, spaghetti, but in a very AI-related way. So subscribe so you get to see it and you don't think I'm mad. Please hit like if you learned something and have a binge on some of my other videos. I'll link to some good ones at the end because, to be honest, I'm pretty new to all this and some of them are a bit shit.